Paragraph A, Roman numeral 3. The book of Revelation is to be interpreted in its plain meaning. The events and the numbers are to be understood literally unless the scripture indicates specifically they're symbolic. There are a number of times, and I got a number of the places listed in the notes, where the book of Revelation makes it clear this is a symbol. When it says it's a symbol, it's a symbol. If it doesn't indicate it's a symbol, it's straightforward. It means what it says and says what it means. The book is only confusing if you make the whole book a symbol. Because the scholars can't agree on what it means, because many scholars make the whole book symbolic, and the book, they lose the book. It's just a muddle of confusion. And they all disagree with what the symbols mean. But the 7 main symbols of the book, paragraph B, are interpreted by the Bible itself. And most of them are interpreted right in the book of Revelation. Others, you need the book of Daniel to study it with the book of Revelation to understand clearly. So the dragon is Satan. The beast is the Antichrist. One time the false prophet is called another beast. The harlot Babylon is an economic and religious system. The 7 heads are 7 world empires that persecuted Israel, and they will all have a manifestation in the final hour of natural history. History's not over when Jesus comes, but natural history is. History will continue, but natural history as we know it will change, and it will be a supernatural dimension called the age to come. The 10 horns, there will be 10 specific nations that will be in a coalition, an alliance with the Antichrist. Now, many nations will join him, but 10 of them will be his principal, kind of his senior leadership team, if you will. And they're referred to in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, those 10 nations as 10 horns. And then the woman with the male child's Jesus. The woman is the faithful remnant of Israel throughout history. With those 7 symbols, you're ready to go. They're really not that confusing. Someone says, I don't get the symbols. You can't say that. You got them now. Top of page 5. Because I've heard people say that for years. I don't get the symbols. They'll put the book off for 10 years, 20 years, their whole life because they don't know those 7 symbols. Okay, the structure of the book of Revelation. There's 4 main parts in the book of Revelation. 4 main parts in the structure. And this is what I want you to memorize, these 4 parts. The 4th part has 5 chronological sections. So 4 parts plus 5 sections, 9 pieces of information, and you have the whole book of Revelation. You have the storyline clear. If you get the 4 parts, and the 4th part has 5 sections. That's the 4th part's the big one. If you get the 4 parts and the 5 sections, 9 pieces of information, you can actually understand the book of Revelation, and you have the symbols. Part 1, Revelation 1. It's John's calling to prophesy about the end times. Now, the reason we care about Revelation 1, because in the way that John, what he saw affected and formed the way he prophesied about the end times. So we read Revelation 1, it will change the way we prophesy about the end times. It's very essential, chapter 1 is. It's part 1. Part 2, it's Revelation 2 and 3. It's really simple. The 7 letters to the 7 churches. Now, these letters to 7 ancient churches, each of them are about how to overcome sin. And what Jesus did, he selected, specifically, strategically, selected 7 churches that would have, that in them he identified prophetically the main challenges to the end-time church. Meaning, we want to know what we're going to be confronted with, challenged with. The 7 letters, those 7 churches will give us a summary of what the end-time church is going to be challenged with. So we really want to study part 2, Revelation 2 and 3. We want to know what these challenges are. Very relevant. Part 3, Revelation 4 and 5, Jesus takes the scroll. Now the Father has the scroll in his hand at the throne. The Father sitting on the throne, Revelation 4 and 5, the glorious rainbow around the throne. He has this awesome scroll in his right hand. Now that scroll is the title deed of the earth, and that scroll is the plan, the action plan, the battle plan to cleanse the earth. The scroll is two things. It is the title deed of the earth, and it's the plan to cleanse the earth. Jesus walks up to the Father as a man. Now he's fully God, but as a man, he takes the scroll. And when he takes the scroll, he's saying, I am accepting the responsibility to execute this scroll. The plan in the scroll, I will execute it faithfully before you, Father. When Jesus takes the scroll, he is accepting the responsibility to cleanse the earth of its evil and to lead all the nations of the earth in a way that glorifies the Father. Now, inside of the scroll is the actual battle plan or the action plan inside the scroll. So the fourth part is the plan that's inside the scroll. Now he has to unroll the scroll. He has to break the seals, and the scroll needs to unfold or it needs to roll out. And as the scroll opens, the battle plan or the action plan that is written in the scroll, when the scroll is open, the events are released on the earth. And the events in the scroll, there's 21 main judgment events in the scroll. And these 21 judgment events are against the Antichrist and the harlot Babylon. So Jesus takes the scroll in part 3. He accepts the responsibility. All heaven rejoices. Because if there's a man with the scroll and he's worthy to have the scroll, that means the earth is going to be cleansed in a matter of time. That's why they're so excited. Because the scroll can only be taken by a man, but only a man who is worthy, and not only worthy, deserving, but he has to be capable of executing the plan. I mean, who has the power and the wisdom and the godliness to execute the plan? Part 4, Revelation 6 to 22, is the plan itself. Okay, let's go to Roman numeral 5. Now, it's part 4 that gives people the challenge. It's the battle plan, chapter 6 to 22. That's where people trip up. Now there's 5 sections in this battle plan, the fourth part. There's 5 sections. And in these 5 sections, there are 21 judgment events. They unfold chronologically or sequentially. They unfold in order. That's why they're numbered. They're numbered because the third trumpet comes after the second trumpet. That's why they're numbered, so we know them. Everybody can understand it. Now here's the key to the book, to the structure of the book, to the structure. Is paragraph B. If you get paragraph B, you will grasp the structure of the book.